The offensive glass will be key. Jimmy Bell Jr., how they guard him, will be the determining factor in this game.
Keith Kimball, Terry Oglesby, Jeff Hartness, the officials. Off we go from Schollmeyer Arena. Bell had a double-double in the first matchup against TCU. 15 points and 12 rebounds, and that was with Lampkin on the floor. Tonight, he battles Xavier Cork to start. Under 10 to shoot for the Mountaineers. Keedy Johnson back home in DFW. Stevenson over Damian Ball. And Bell with the offensive rebound. Emmett Matthews Jr. launches. And TCU clears this time. TCU has its 11th different starting lineup tonight. First time this group has opened a game. Shahade Wells gets the start for Mike Miles. It's his first start since last month against Jackson State.
Well, Shahade Wells has a big task in front of him, but he's more than capable of doing it. As you see right there, the layup. When he was at UTA, he was the leading scorer in the conference. But they're going to need him tonight because he's up for a big task against Keedy Johnson and Joe Toussaint.
You see the West Virginia starting five, and Jimmy Bell Jr. hammers the rim for the Mountaineers' first point. Through the hands of Bell, and a turnover. The best pass break team in America on the run, but West Virginia gets back. Emmanuel Miller banks it in. A transfer from Texas A&M. Trey Mitchell, the Texas transfer, was quiet last week in the 2 wins over Texas Tech and Auburn. 7 to shoot for Stevenson.
Good pass.
Inside to Mitchell for the bucket.
That's a great pass because he's...
Bob Huggins said earlier today, thinks that Stevenson is becoming a better teammate. He's not just jacking it up, more vision on the floor, and also not committing boneheaded moves like what he did against Oklahoma State early in conference. West Virginia has won back-to-back games and 3 of 4. Mitchell under 10 to shoot, back-to-back baskets for Trey Mitchell. And Jimmy Bell Jr.
And it'd be one thing if Mitchell wasn't capable, but he's more than capable of being that guy offensively.
Wide open look for 3 this time, and Mitchell buries it. What a start for Trey Mitchell.
Yeah, he can step out, shoot the 3 in the interior. He's a mismatch depending on who's guarding him. He loves the mid-post. He's very talented.
7 in a row for Mitchell. Xavier Cork with the answer at the other end for the Horned Frogs. Cork getting his 3rd consecutive start for the injured Eddie Lampkin. Off the turnover. Ball trying to find Cork, deflected, and Cork finishes again. TCU back in front. Eddie Lampkin Jr. is at the scorer's table. Is he going to come in? Stevenson misses the jumper. Emmanuel Miller to Shahade Wells. There's the transition game firing up for TCU. Hyperextended right knee. Again, we were told Lampkin would remain out. Not the case. Miller trying to get around the defender and blocked by Bell. Lampkin somehow guides it in.
To get out and get the angle on, like you said, probably one of the top 5 defenders in Big 12.
Nice cut by Damian Ball, and Lampkin found him for the layup. Ball shovels it up. Mitchell, the hesitation, gave it up. And Stevenson got the floater to drop this time.
And Stevenson is able to score the ball.
Understands now what is needed. Dubia swallowed up by Trey Mitchell. TCU got it back though. 5 to shoot. Coles lays it in. Start for Mike Miles tonight. Miles out with the hyperextended right knee. 5 to shoot. Wells has to create against the bigger Kobe Johnson. And Wells flips it in. What a move.
Yeah, well, with this lineup out here, Wells has to win in him. He has the potential. He just has to put it together, and he's young right now.
Still learning the game. He was a tennis player first overseas.
Goodness.
Just hit the poster now!
Ted, we might have hyped him up a little too soon, because right here, he's a great shot blocker, but Every shot blocker will eventually get dunked on, and Xavier Coit.
Well, the first time around, Jamie Dixon, in his post-game press conference when West Virginia won up in Morgantown, Dixon said that was not a basketball game. So many fouls, all the physicality. Joe Toussaint wants a foul called there. He did float it in, though.
Extremely tough. Once he changed the culture of TCU basketball, it was the same thing. You knew it was a battle. They weren't as physical as West Virginia, but you knew it was going to be a fight.
Emmanuel Miller putting it in reverse. Another young player trying to come on for West Virginia. Huggins thinks this team is turning the corner. They've won 3 of 4, and Ball banks it in for TCU. But he thinks that they're getting on the same page.
You know what I find so interesting about this West Virginia team is their offense, statistically, is better than their defense. And that never, ever happens when they come back from injury. Just keep it simple. Right there, Eddie Lampkin just trying to do a little too much. Keep it simple when you catch it. Oh, good pass.
Oh, Ball to Shahade Wells. That was pretty.
They need your jaw. Like, oh my goodness. That right there. Impressive pass to fall out of bounds and still be able to drop the dime. And Shahade Wells, let's not forget about that finish. That was extremely impressive.
That's the TCU starting backcourt with Mike Miles on the bench tonight after the knee injury Saturday. Patrick Sumnick with the floater. Sumnick, the sophomore from Green Bay, Wisconsin, making... Miller couldn't hit. And Sumnick clears it. Seth Wilson, transition 3. Bottom.
Yeah, that's when Seth Wilson is at it.
East of here at Schollmeyer Arena.
Shout out Sato Cook, man.
Have to do it. Seth Wilson from the corner. Give it to him. His second 3. Saturday against Auburn, and yet he has played a good chunk of this first half. 6 to shoot, Damian Ball. Micah Peavy connects. Just his 5th 3.
Translated to the game, and sometimes it's like that. Some players, it just doesn't translate.
He's a career 16% three-point shooter in 3 years. Toussaint for 3.
He's being asked to score, something that he was not asked to do at Iowa.
Ball on the drive. Finds a cutting Jacoby Coles for 2. Really running the show without Mike Miles tonight. Gave it up into a hobbled Lampkin. Coles flips it in right before the buzzer. With Eddie Lampkin limping his way to the locker room, it's TCU by 4. Lampkin making his surprise return.
Stay in front and force you to take tough shots.
Of course, Cork had the poster on James Okonkwo in the first half as well. Stevenson from the mid-range.
I think that right there that Bob Huggins loves to run, it's so hard to guard because it's not really a play, and it's more so the player being able to read it and read whatever you do and how you want to guard it and counter off of that. It's such a tough play to guard.
Stevenson watched by Ball. And Stevenson puts it in reverse for 2. It well, staying in front. Ball guarded by the taller Trey Mitchell. Ball with the blow-by.
That's one thing you have to be.
TC right out of high school. Would you have done it? No hesitation. He said, yes, absolutely. This is the best place for me.
And you can tell it's just a great fit. And it fits his game, and he's definitely turned into when he...
First 3 minutes of the second half. Ball finds a cutting Peavy. Xavier Court cleans it up. Ball finds an open Shahade Wells. A 3-ball. First half. Trying to keep up with Jimmy Belt Jr. on the block here. Peavy comes with the double. Wells with the steal. Shahade Wells, the acceleration of the basket.
Has extremely long arms, so he's able to get deflections and get his hand in the passing lanes and make it really tough for you to see as a guard.
7 in a row for TCU. This is their largest lead. Trey Mitchell ending the run. Mitchell in double figures, single digits, and it's a balanced offense as well. Just need somebody to step forward. Emmett Matthews has been awfully quiet. Matthews finally on the board. His first points. 5 to shoot. Wells. Now Ball takes it and hits. Damian Ball with a big night. Mitchell defended by Emmanuel Miller. Matthews feet set. And he reins in the three. Maybe Emmett Matthews Jr.
The minutes, the playing time in order to produce. I mean, he was playing spot minutes behind Mike Miles.
Three ball from Seth Wilson off the mark. Offensive rebound. And Trey Mitchell floats it in. Mitchell with 13. The Texas transfer, a Pittsburgh native, with 13. Xavier Core pounding it at the other end. Team now, and he leads all scorers. 6-point margin. 7.5 to go. Wells threading the needle to Jacoby Coles, and Coles high off the window. Toussaint to inbound. Matthews catching fire. Long. Toussaint got it back, and he puts it in.
Sometimes the ball just
right now. Not much movement. Wells against the big Okonkwo. He feeds and connects. Shahade Wells.
Well, right there from Damian Ball. But a great block. Way to stop the easy layup.
Off the inbound, it's Ball. Wells located him.
And Keedy Johnson, they really complement each other well. They both kind of give you that underdog mentality. They're going to pick you up. They're going to play defense. They can also score.
Oh, the lob. Court put it in. It wasn't clean. As its largest lead. It's a dozen with 4.5 to play. Matthews, the stuff. And the whistle. Emmett Matthews Jr. loves everything about the Mountaineers. He loves the fans and the way they play.
They definitely have some real passionate fans in Morgantown.
Seen him a few times this year.
Probably one of the best fan bases in America. But we're not going to get started on that. That's a whole different conversation. But you're right. When you see it from a different set of eyes, you learn the game and see the game a little bit differently.
Eric Stevenson curls it in for West Virginia.
He has to get going, especially in this last 3 minutes. I want him to be extremely aggressive.
Stevenson fires. Money! Eric Stevenson from
success, but he's done a tremendous job with the Celtics team. I mean, it helps when you have Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum as well.
Court the extra feed, and Coles! Nifty move for 2. Now, that is interesting. 2 key players who were instrumental in the win over TCU the first time around, Jimmy Bell Jr. and Kedrian Johnson. We haven't seen much of them at all here in the second half.
I mean, I wonder if it's, you know, the body language plays into it.
Yeah, you noted it.
We talked about the body language earlier, and I think just Coach Huggins is not the coach to play with that. He's not going to play that at all. And I wonder how much of that really affected his decision.
Toussaint, little head fake and the layup. West Virginia down 4, 25 seconds. And Stevenson wraps up Coles, who will... Coles is one of their best. 16 points tonight. One of 4 frogs in double figures.
He's played well, and they believe in him. They're confident in him. And he played well.
And Stevenson is fouled with 1/10 of a second left. Jacoby Coles defending the rim.
I'm shocked by that one.
They did offer free breakfast and hot chocolate to the student section, but you know what? That's how it'll look in the box score. TCU undermanned tonight without Mike Miles, but not overmatched. The Horned Frogs beat West Virginia. And